Kessler got a whole.
You may find yourself living in a shotgun shack, and you may find yourself in another part of the world, and you may find yourself behind the wheel of a large automobile, and you may find yourself in a beautiful house with a beautiful wife, and you may ask yourself, well, how did I get here? Letting the days go by, let the water hold me down. Letting the days go by, water flowing underground into the blue again. After the money's gone, once in a lifetime, water flowing underground. And you may ask yourself, how do I work this? And you may ask yourself, where is that large automobile? And you may tell yourself, this is not my beautiful house. And you may tell yourself, this is not my beautiful wife. Letting the days go by, let the water hold me down. Letting the days go by, water flowing underground into the blue again. After the money's gone, once in a lifetime, water flowing underground. Same as it ever was. 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 Water dissolving and water removing. There is water at the bottom of the ocean. Under the water, carry the water. Remove the water at the bottom of the ocean. Water dissolving and water removing. Letting the days go by, let the water hold me down. Letting the days go by, water flowing underground into the blue again, into the silent water, under the rocks and stones.
Yo, what's good? We in the building, man. Sorry for the digital delay, but we back in the building live and direct. This is After Further Review 2.0, a.k.a. the Sideline Pass. You got me, the mayor, in the building. Live and direct, Spreaker.com, holding us down. Wacko Bob's in the building. Real quick, I got my man in the house, Keith Avalon. We're going to set it off quick because we on borrowed time right now. He's hanging out with us. Keith, what's good, man? How you feeling?
Doing good. Doing good. How about you?
I'm good, man. I'm feeling good. My Buccaneers put 55, a double nickel on the Rams, so I feel good. Play.com, You already know what it is. History Maker Baseball. I'm sad right now, Keith. I'm sad.
Right.
My Yankees got swept. I played the Yankees and the Minnesota Twins division series. The Yankees got swept. I feel some kind of way. They did not hit. Like I said earlier, the pitching was okay, but we just had bad spots. Pineda pitched the gem, 7 1/3. We just didn't show up, man. So I'm hoping that we could do better, in them series starting on Friday night. But it was a great game, and I was just waiting for the Yankees to show up, and they never did.
What was LeMahieu's numbers?
LeMahieu went 4 for 11.
Oh, that's not bad. So
he went 4 for 11. Gleyber Torres went 2 for 11. Urshela went 4 for 10. Didi Gregorius went 2 for 7.
They just didn't get the big hits. That's all. The big
right.
bombs, right?
Yeah, that's right. They didn't get key hits, man. Rosario was 3 for 11. Kepler was 3 for 14. Buxton was 2 for 10. He led off game 3 with a double and kind of killed the whole vibe. Nelson Cruz was 3 for 12. Jonathan Schoop was like 4 for 11. He had a nice series. Sano was 3 for 11. So they were hitting when they needed to hit. We just didn't hit when we had to. Odorizzi put a complete game in game 3. Odorizzi killed us.
Right. So they're probably going to play the Twins in real life, right?
Yeah, Friday night starts game 1. Yep. I'm kind of shook. I'm kind of shook for real, Keith, man. I'm kind of shook because we got to hit. We got to hit, man. And Stanton, I'm like, we play there, so it's gonna be hard whatever we do. Talk about the trip. You're just coming back from St. Louis, man. Another great situation out there. Some people having fun with play games. Talk about that a little bit, man.
Well, it was really fun. It's our annual pre-play of the World Series using the in-season cards. We basically fast forward through the regular season and kind of I wouldn't say we're trying to predict what's going to happen, but we try to provide a viable scenario of what might happen. And so our division winners were all the same. Our wild cards were a little bit different. In our universe, we picked up with our fast forward, we kind of diverted from reality on September 10th and played out the rest of the season from there. So at that point, what happened in our universe was the Phillies got really hot and the Mets got really cold. The Brewers got really cold. The Diamondbacks got really hot. So, I mean, it was, teams can go on streaks. I'm not saying that's, necessarily unrealistic. It's just, just the way it played out in our universe. Didn't play out that way in a real big league, but I felt pretty happy about the way it all turned out. And then, what I thought was interesting was after we had our wild card games were same in the AL as it is this week with the Rays and the A's, and in ours the Rays shut them out 3-0 in Oakland. So we'll see if that was any kind of a portent of things to come. But our NL wild card game was Arizona and I'm drawing a blank now. Philadelphia. Philadelphia got really hot, and so and the Diamondbacks are really hot too. So the D-backs actually won that game, and then from there what was interesting was all four divisional series were sweeps. Whereas last year, we've done this now 7 years. Last year, all four division series went all 5 games. So it was like it just seems to kind of go in clusters. I guess I don't know. So it's anything can happen in a short series. I guess. So
that's right. Saw that.
We had the Twins and the Astros in the American League. And then we had the Dodgers and the Braves in the National League. And I'll be the first to admit, we go to a Game 7 format. We went to St. Louis. That's where we took it to St. Louis. We played out the divisional series, the full best 3 of 5. And then the first time we did this, which was back in 2014 or 2013. It was 2013. We played out the full ALCS and NLCS, and then we played the full World Series, and it was just a really long day. We played I don't know how many games. It was like 15 games of baseball, and it just seemed like too long. So the second year, 2014, we went to this Game 7 format where we just assumed that the series is tied 3 games apiece, and we play a Game 7 to determine who goes to the World Series. And I'll be the first to admit that probably gave the Braves kind of an unfair advantage, because I don't know if the Braves would take the Dodgers in a 7-game series, but they certainly could beat them once, and they did. So they advanced to our World Series because they managed. And it was critical mistake. They didn't start. I forget who was managing the Dodgers in that Game 7, but they didn't have Ryu on the mound. They went with Kershaw, and he pitched okay, but Ryu is pretty much unbeatable. And so the Braves beat him. So it was in our World Series. It was the Braves and the Astros, and it went 6 games. Astros had won an epic. It was an epic Game 6, where the Braves fell behind 6-1, and then they kept chipping away. They're down 6-1, and the Astros have Greinke on the mound, and it's like, well, let's write this one off, But they did. They kept they got a run here, and then they got a run there. And then it was 6-5, and then they got a big 3-run inning. I think it was the 6th inning or 7th inning, and they took the lead 8-6. It was like, whoa! And of course, by that time, Greinke was gone. And then the Astros came back. They tied it up at 8, and then Springer hit a dinger in I think it was the 8th inning to put them on top. And then we had drama in the 9th, and they managed to hold off the Braves, and the Astros won at 9-8 to win the Game 6 and win the series. So it was really an exciting series. We had we had 14 people there show up. A lot of them came from out of town. We had people from 7 different states show up,
right.
and it was really, really, really fun. The venue is very spacious. Of course, St. Louis is a great baseball town anyway, and the Cardinals were, playing for their lives to win the division. So there was a lot of baseball buzz. Everywhere we went, people were wearing Cardinals jerseys, and it was a really good baseball vibe, and I thought that really added to it. So, we had a great time. It's just a great, great, great event.
That's what it is, man. I'm glad that, get to really, expound on it, and the word spreads, and the interest spreads, and the vibe spreads. So that's really a great thing, man. So, again, man, it catapults so everybody can, feel like they're participating and really get into managing these games, and they're good. So now people can kind of put their skills where their mouth is. Now you're managing these guys. You're trying to, you know what I'm saying? So that's the best part about it for me. You know what I mean? That's why I felt so disappointed when my Yankees got swept. You know what I mean?
Right.
It is what it is. But like you said, the Twins are good. It's not like the Twins are a slouch team. You know what I mean? Not at all. Not at all. I know you watched the New Orleans Saints. To switch gears a little bit, you watched the New Orleans Saints against the Cowboys, and it's kind of like a replay of the game last year in Dallas, where the Cowboys won 13-10. This time the Saints won 12-10. They beat the Cowboys on 4 field goals. How do you feel about your Saints, man? And how did Teddy Bridgewater look?
Well, I didn't believe it until I guess I did believe it. I wasn't thinking about it though, but it was the first time the Saints had won a game without scoring a touchdown since 1998. That's a long time. That in itself was pretty impressive. But it's one thing to beat the Browns. Well, I guess not the Browns are pretty good this year, but it's one thing to beat the Bengals 12-10. But it's another thing to shut down the Cowboys and beat the Cowboys 12-10. Right. So I thought the Saints defense really stepped up. Marcus Davenport looks like somebody yelled in his ear or something and told him he better start producing for all the draft capital they gave.
That's right. He went to go see the Wizard. That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
It's like, come on, man. Come on.
Let's get it together.
Yeah, he's playing pretty good, and I thought the defense was. Marshawn Lattimore. I don't know what it was last year. He just didn't seem to be the same player that he was in his rookie year. But man, he's starting to pick it back up. So I thought it was really impressive. When Teddy Bridgewater. I think the more he plays, the more comfortable he gets. I think the better he's going to be. I think this is like a golden opportunity for him. I mean, it's so awesome for him. He had that that injury. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was disagreeing with you. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. He had that injury, and I think a lot of people kind of wrote him off, and he always kept the faith, and here's his big chance. I mean, he's got the team around him, and the team. It's like the team is dependent on him. It's like a win-win.
Mm-hmm.
The team's dependent on him, and he's got a great platform. I mean, if he can perform well, and keep the Saints in the run. I mean, he doesn't have to win every game, but I mean, if he continues to play well, I guess what I'm saying is he's going to be in a good position at the end of the season to either, take over for Breeze. Sean Payton has said that, he's gone on record as saying that Teddy Bridgewater, he feels like Teddy Bridgewater is his quarterback of the future.
Teddy Bridgewater is good. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's why we're
people seem to forget.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
No,
people seem to forget. Right.
Yeah. Pro Bowl.
I mean, I was not mad that, Teddy Bridgewater is getting his chance to do what he does, you know what I mean, and play on a good team, so he could do that. So, again, but I feel, like it's twice a year that, I don't want to see Teddy Bridgewater do good. And one of those times is coming up, New Orleans Saints playing against my Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I'm saying it with my chest, Keith, because we put a double nickel on the Los Angeles Rams. And I'm feeling good about my Buccaneers right now. I'm feeling good, Keith. I'm feeling like I can sit at the table and say, yeah, this is what we did. You know what I mean? Even though we did give up 40 points, even though, you know what I mean, when we was up by 25. You know what I'm saying? So I really don't know. I got a Jekyll and Hyde situation going on. Jameis Winston played very well. I can't take nothing away from him, you know. But you know what? I think Marcus Peters, you know, he plays above his head sometimes. I really don't like Marcus Peters' game. He talk a lot, but he get burnt toast a lot. You know what I mean? And so I think that, you know, the Rams defense, it is what it is, but I felt good for Ndamukong Suh. He got that strip fumble, ran it back for a touchdown, so I felt good for him. But, man, this is the best I felt about my team in a minute, man. 55 points? I'm not mad at the Buccaneers, man. We just put a complete game together. We'll be all right. We'll be all right.
You know, 55 points, I mean, it's one thing to score, but that's the most points that the Bucs have ever scored. Ever.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, that's why I'm celebrating it. I'm a Bucs fan. That's right.
and they did it against Aaron Donald and the Rams, which is pretty impressive. I saw that score on my phone. I couldn't believe it.
Right.
But there you have it.
Right.
Bruce Arians is the man. Bruce Arians is, I think he's the guy that's making that all happen. I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
If that guy, if the kicker makes the kick from 30 yards, they're 3-1.
That's right. Absolutely. That's right. That's right.
So,
so I'm feeling good about my team, man. I think that, if we could compete, I still, because I'm not scared of Atlanta. I'm not even worried about Atlanta. Atlanta Falcons garbage. I'm not worried about it. You know what I mean?
Right,
Kyle Allen. Yeah, Kyle Allen is looking like he's trying to do something in Carolina, you know what I mean, while Cam is out. So, I mean, it is what it is with them. But the Saints, I think that's our only competition in the division. If we just play, like we play, we're not going to play like that every week. I understand that. You know what I mean? But we could just compete. Right. You know what I mean? That's, Jameis does his thing. He rocks. Look what he did on that Rams defense, like you said. He had his moments when he went back to the old Jameis, but I'll take that. If I can put 55 up on the Rams, yeah.
They scored 48 points last year against the Saints in the Superdome. So I mean, it's going to be it's hard to. I don't think the Saints are going to be able to play a racehorse type game with them. Sunday. I don't think we're going to see a 48-40 game this time.
Right.
I think that Sean Payton's pretty smart, and he's.
Right.
He's tailoring that offense to get yardage in small chunks, but steady, and to use up time. Just to and basically using his offense for defense. Keep the other guys out the field, just keep the ball, and if you look at Bridgewater's passing stats, I think I read that he threw like maybe 1 or 2 passes longer than 15 yards. Most of his passing is dink and dunk and kind of out to the backfield to Kamara or whatever. So there are 2 things at play there. They're trying to keep it safe so that we don't have turnovers and put them in bad situations, but also to have those high percentage plays, so the guys can just get yards down the field. They don't have to get 50 yards in a play. Get 10 yards, 8 yards here, 6 yards there. So it's pretty clear that's what they're doing. And so for that reason, I don't think that it's going to be another 48-40 game Sunday. But I couldn't tell you who's going to win. I mean, you could flip a coin. I do think the Bucs have got a pretty good team, and I'm really high on Bruce Arians. I think he's a pretty great coach.
Yeah, man. I'm not jumping out the window yet, but I like what I see. If we could just keep the momentum going, don't get full of yourself. You know what I mean? Nobody saw this coming. You didn't see it coming either. So let's keep it real. You know what I mean? Let's go out there and play, you know what I mean, like you could play. If you can play like that against the Rams, what else is there to do? So I'm thinking that, we just could be consistent. People could start talking about us again. That's all. I just want to be consistent. So, we got to crawl before we walk,
So if you're a Rams fan, just you put yourself in the Rams locker room right now, what are you thinking now?
So it's a lot to consider. And me on the outside looking in, as far as the Rams are concerned, I think that the Rams, aren't as good as people give them credit for. I mean, they're good. They have a good team, but my case My case in point would be the Super Bowl. That would be my case in point. Regardless of all they did during the season, and people were thinking that they were going to give the Patriots a challenge, whatever it may be, they didn't show up at all. That's my case in point. And the year before that, Keith, when they had the Eagles at home in the playoffs and they lost, when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, that's catch point B. That's exhibit B. You know what I mean? So I really don't respect the Rams like that. Todd Gurley notwithstanding, Jared Goff, you don't know what Jared Goff you're going to get. You know what I mean? Even though defensively they're beasts. The Rams are beasts defensively, but you know what I mean? They score 40, give up 55. You know what I mean? So again, it's a lot of holes with the Rams. You ask me. Shout out to Sean McVay. He does his thing. You know what I mean? But come on now, the Rams. I don't know, man. I think people were high on the Rams last year. They didn't. The year before last, they didn't show up. You know what I mean? Last year they got all the way to the Super Bowl and laid a goose egg. Come on now.
I think.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I think that the two games against the 49ers are going to be pretty
Canadian Aquatic Auctions, the place to be if you are into anything aquatic. Nelson Fletcher, owner and operator, has years of experience and wants to help you better achieve your aquatic needs and goals. So if you're an aquatic hobbyist and enthusiast, please visit Canadian Aquatic Auctions today. Their public auctions provide a venue to remarket all aquatic-related products, services, and equipment. If you are just starting out in the hobby, the site has a tack room where you can converse with other aquatic hobbyists like yourself. Canadian Aquatic Auctions is the eBay of everything aquatic. So visit Nelson at his site at www.aquariumauctions.ca or go check out his Facebook page as well at www.facebook.com/Canadian Aquatic Sales. Together we can build lasting relationships that are based on listening and servicing your needs in a professional environment. Canadian Aquatic Auctions.
My name's James. For 6 years, I was a garbage can druggie. I would do any kind of drug I would get my hands on. But here at Teen Challenge, I've walked away from that drug lifestyle for good.
If you know an adult or teenager who is struggling with a chemical addiction, Teen Challenge is there to help. Please, don't wait. Call us today at 417-862-6969 or reach us on the web at teenchallengeusa.com.
Ski's Watch and Clock, 106 West Central Avenue, Winter Haven, Florida, 33880. Located downtown across from the main post office. When you're short on time, he's right on time. For all of your watch, clock, sales, and service needs, call Skis, 863-294-5630. Sales, service, free estimates, and reasonable rates. That's 863-294-5630 for Skis Watch and Clock.
This is our time. We play without limits. We create without rules. We are not for sale. We connect with the whole world. Every idea we've shaped, every relationship we've cultivated belongs to us. We demand the freedom to be our uncensored selves. And when something challenges that, we change it. Together. This is our time.
One, two, three.
Let's start a revolution. Let's MeWe. Join the revolution at MeWe.com.
Do you want to capture the best memories you can? Is wanting to preserve those memories your goal? Do you want your memories to last a lifetime? Do you want your memories to look beautiful in pictures? Well, if you live in Southern Oregon or Northern California, there's one place that you can save those treasures for a lifetime. Grateful Heart Photography. Abigail Summers is your solution for capturing your favorite moments and memories like birthdays, graduations, weddings, family portraits, single shots, and more. She can also capture the finest scenery shots around and make them available all across the country and around the world at a price that can suit your budget. So if you're looking for the right photographer that can preserve your legacy, look no further than Abigail Summers at Grateful Heart Photography. Call Abby at 541-890-4657 or message her at her Facebook page by searching Grateful Heart Photography. Much of her work is displayed there. Feel grateful for the memories captured by Grateful Heart Photography.
If you're looking for action-packed classic fun, look no further.
Carter, there's a machine gun. Look out, Daddy!
Up in the sky, look! It's a bird! It's a plane! It's Superman!
For the best in old-time radio adventures, you've come to the right place. This is one nostalgic weekend.
Saturdays and Sundays, midnight Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific on Action VR Network.
Yeah, man, we back in the building. Yeah. Keith, you still with me?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Good. I appreciate you, man, for hanging out, man. That's
no worries.
Yeah, we was talking about the Saints, and what you see for them later on down the line, and when Drew Brees comes back and things of that nature. I like, Alvin Kamara. He's one of my favorite players in the league. I like his game. I like what he does. He's a threat to hit a home run. If I could use history maker baseball slang, every time he touches the ball, you know what I mean? I like what he does, man. So I just think he's going to be one of those guys. If the Saints are going to, do some work, I think he's going to have to, continue to be a monster back there. Because Alvin Kamara, I like watching him play. You never know. He doesn't go down after the first contact. I like Alvin Kamara's game.
He's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. What are your thoughts about, real quick, man? I don't know how much time you got, but real quick, I just want to know your thoughts on the California Fair Pay to Play, where the state of California passed that law where the kids that go to college now, they can get paid, for their likeness and things of that nature. They can hire agents so they can, do things that, help them as far as to get some money. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know that's, I feel I have two different thoughts on that. First of all, I feel like, maybe the college arena isn't the place for people to be getting paid.
Okay.
But, if you're talking about football, for example, I think, that's kind of what the Alliance of American Football and what the XFL is thinking of doing, is finding players who maybe don't want to go to college, but they want to play ball, and sort of like what what they do in minor league baseball, where, you can opt to go to college, and get an education and play on the side, or you can just focus full time on playing ball. I think I don't have any problem with people coming out of high school, or if you're 14 and can play well, that's fine too. I don't have any problem with people getting paid to play. I just don't know that college is the right place for that. I know the argument goes that the colleges are making huge money off TV rights and yada 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 yada. Well, that's a whole different problem, I think. Maybe the colleges ought to be redirecting more of that money into the schools or into the players. So yeah, I guess I don't feel like it's necessarily the best move, but I understand the sentiment behind it.
Yeah, man. I feel like, to me, I just feel like it's something that the NCAA can kind of like let people get off of their neck for a second, because I know that the state of California is going to implement it, but it's not going to take effect until 2023. So to me, that just says to these kids that just entered high school, that are freshmen in high school right now, that started in September 2019, they're going to be graduating in 2023 in the state of California. Mm-hmm. And they're going to be, you know what I mean? You follow what I'm saying? So 2023, that law if it goes into effect by that time, they're going to be lining up endorsement deals. These kids are getting ready right now. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what makes it puts a little sour stain on the game. And I understand where you're coming from. The object of college is to get your education. No home run. Now it's 3-1. That was Trey Turner. Trey Turner home run. The object of the game is to get your education. You know what I mean? First, but if you're a commodity and you're a product for the school, which basically that's what you are when you're an athlete, and they're making money. it's a different time. That's how it was explained to me. I get where you're coming from. The days of Al McGuire and Bear Bryant and because they was doing it in the Barry Switzer days, it just was illegal. They was doing it. You know what I mean? But those days are past. Those days are gone. So now these kids want to get compensated. outside of board and tuition. And one more thing. Let me say this. Let me finish like this. Really, in today's climate, what's the worth of a college education in today's climate? No disrespect to it, because I have a degree. You know what I mean? No disrespect. But you got people that are, CEOs and, doing what they want to do without that. You know what I mean? And you putting a price on it, and I already get it. For a football example, Florida, Texas, California, Pennsylvania, Ohio, they're going to be they're going to have all the money to get all the players. You know what I'm saying? But here's another thing, Keith, that kind of is interesting. Is it going to be across the board, or is each state going to have their own individual way to look at it, individual rules?
I don't know. It seems like what's going to happen is you're going to have like a super league of college. Well, first of all, so you sign this player, you're going to pay him money to play for Penn State or whatever. So does he have to go to class, or is he just like a paid mercenary? Does he just paid to play football for your school? I mean, if that's the case, then why not have some of these NFL washouts?
Antonio Brown.
Yeah, why did Antonio Brown play for Michigan State? I mean, if you're just going to just pay people to play for it, why can't you be like 30 years old, or or 35 or 40? Why?
Right. As long as they enrolled in school, right? Absolutely. I get it.
Yeah, it's like. It's got all kind of problems like that, but it'll come down to, I think, these big schools like Texas and UCLA that are paying their players big money, and they'll have like one super league, college league. Then you have the other schools that they're just not going to do that. They're going to say, hey, you want to get an education and play ball for us, and we'll comp your education. That's great. If you don't want to do that, that's not enough for you. Then go play for UCLA, and those teams are going to be like vastly inferior to the others. But maybe that's just the way the future of collegiate sports. But my point is, if you're a Joe football player coming out of high school that's got super ability and zero desire to go to class, why wouldn't you sign with the XFL and get paid? What's Penn State going to pay you? Versus what a professional league could pay. I mean, it just doesn't seem very workable.
Yeah, man, and I think that the NCAA really got bigger issues, but I think it's not going to take effect until 2023. So they got enough time to even stand and try to appeal it or fight it. So I mean, I believe it when I see it, But I think that that's a big step towards I hate to use this word, anarchy, because it's going to be crazy. It's going to be bananas. You know what I mean? And I hate to see that. So again, this is like you said. That's why I was laughing, because the example you was giving was so vivid. I see it happening. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like what? Okay, you got so-and-so that plays out there in the playground. Let him go sign up and play. You know what I mean? And pay him. You know what I mean? So I with the class. He's getting paid. You know what I mean? So it's really, really, I guess the way of the world, man. Capitalism has no moral base. So it is. It is what it is. Capitalism has no moral base, man. So you're going to get it how you live. Get it. They've been doing it for years anyway.
Yeah, but the thing is that there's only like 1,500 NFL jobs available, Right. And if you're gonna, pin your whole hopes and dreams on making an NFL team and starting in the NFL, I mean, it's really kind of a silly thing to be pursuing for 99% of the people, Those people are really much better off getting a college degree and playing ball, on the side, kind of, and not being paid. But rather being motivated to go to class and get some degree. Although I do hear your point about, what's a college degree these days. That also is changing, the value of a college degree. So, I mean, maybe they don't want to go to college. Maybe they go for Army or Navy or something. I don't know.
Right. That's right. I mean, again, that's how it was explained to me. And I was like, I thought about it for a second. And I said, well, you have the ultimate point that, times have definitely changed. But to me, I go back to, to Barry Switzer when they was, I won't get into it right now, but it was really a bad situation at Oklahoma. But I go back to that. They've been doing it. But now it's just out in the open, and now people are speaking up against the NCAA and saying, hey, how come I can't have a piece of the pie? I got to go in there and buy my own jersey with my name on it, and you get all the money and I don't get nothing? You know what I mean? So, I mean, times have changed. So, the attitudes have changed. The student athletes feel like they, it should be fair across the board. I'm making revenue for you. Why am I not able to get a piece of the pie? I understand you, taking care of my room and board, you know what I mean, and the tuition, but my talent, I can get hurt today or tomorrow, and I'm done. Then what?
Well, that's where you're supposed to be going to class to get your degree or something.
Absolutely.
It's like it's not the college's responsibility to ensure that you can make money as a professional athlete.
That's right. I get exactly where you're coming from, and I feel like the people that are against it, I get where they're coming from. But again, like you said, it's more to it than just playing ball. You go in there to do something else, so you can, live beyond your playing ball days. That's limited space too. You know what I mean? So you have to have something for your after playing ball days are over. And I get it.
Right.
So, yeah. So I totally get it, man. And it's up to the individual, man. But it's tempting, man. You get these kids out here. You know what it is, man. It's different. They want to be, everybody wants to be number one. Everybody. So they're going to get seen. They're going to, do what they do.
It's funny you bring this up because I was sitting in the airport at St. Louis trying to kill time while I was waiting for my plane. I was just kind of doing YouTube, and I ran across this feature on Saints linebacker Jim Kovash, who played for them in the 70s and 80s, and he became a medical doctor, and he was actually interning as a doctor in the off season while he was playing professional football. And it was just such a stark contrast. It's like, here's this guy playing middle linebacker. He's a pretty good linebacker too. And then they show him in his white doctor's coat, and he's going around making the rounds, and he's got his like stethoscope and apparatus, and he's talking to elderly people, and he's making diagnoses. Like, whoa, what a concept! Here's a guy who's a doctor, but he plays pro football. I mean.
Right.
Such a throwback. That's the way it used to be.
Yep.
But that's not the way it is now. That's right.
That's right. There's nothing wrong with that at all, man. So, again, man, and I'm the dude that really stressed the education component, man. 'Cause I get upset when I see these kids leave early. I get it. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I understand. I'm not, mad at you. But I think that you're going to wish you went back for that education, for that experience. You know what I mean? For the experience, man. Because we know what it is. We know you're taking creative pottery. We know you're doing that. We know that's the type of classes that you're taking. You still can't go to that to show up. You know what I mean? Come on now. So, again, at the end of the day, man, it's you're going to need that. Because your playing days are far between. You never know. And you have to fall back on that degree, man. And that's crazy, But I just wanted to get your thoughts on that a little bit, man. Brewers over the Nationals, 3-1. All right, top of the fourth. Scherzer is getting touched up a little bit, but I think he's trying to come back to, make it happen. Now, he done gave up the 3, so now he's got to make this happen. But he's doing this thing right now. What's your thoughts on the A's and Tampa Bay Rays tomorrow?
I'm pulling for the Rays. I'd like to see them again. Remember, we had our conversation back in February in training camp, and I said, watch out for the Rays. They could be doing something. So I would like to be validated on that.
Yep. You're not worried about Oakland?
No, I'm not saying that Oakland. I think Oakland has got to, will probably. I mean, it's a one game play in. Anything can happen. You can't predict what's going to happen.
No, because
I'm just saying I'd like to see the Rays do it.
I think the Rays can do it. I think the Rays have, been a little bit underrated. I'm not going to say under the radar. I'm going to say underrated, because when you talk about the American League East, you talk about the Yankees, of course, you know what I mean? But you see the Rays, you're like, okay, really nobody paying attention to the Rays, so then looking at the other teams in the American League, Houston Astros, the Minnesota Twins, you know what I mean? And you're not really paying attention to the Rays. But the Rays are there. They've been there the last couple of years, and you respect that.
Yeah.
And I do respect that. And we're going to see. I think that they had a team, they're not there for no reason. They're there for a reason, even though they got to go on the road, and we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. What's your thoughts on all these managerial changes? Joe Madden's out in Chicago, Hurdle's out in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it's not surprising. I mean, it's like a revolving. You kind of knew Madden was going to be out. I mean, they almost fired him last year.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that was not a surprise. I wasn't surprised really by any of the moves. As an aside, I think the Brewers might be the biggest threat to the Dodgers in the National League, given that they're playing so well. If they get past the Nationals, I think they could give the Dodgers a pretty good run. I mean, maybe it's just a pipe dream, but I'm thinking, hey, they're kind of hot.
You know what? I'm not mad at you, and I think that they kind of, you know how that thing goes when you got the star player out, you kind of rally around them, but it was unexpected. They thought they was going to collapse, and they didn't. So now they just got to go on that motivation right there until they get it done or not. But I think if Milwaukee can win this game tonight, and like you said, they'll give the Dodgers a problem if they got to hit. Because you know what you're going up against when you go against the Dodgers. But are we going to get the good Kershaw, good playoff Kershaw, or the bad playoff Kershaw?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if they can win this game tonight and move on, I think that they have a team that can do it. Their pitching's got to step up too. Hader's been pitching like a bum lately. He's been getting touched up. So I think that he was in Kansas. So I respect what he's doing, and I think the whole team, they've been playing. Milwaukee's good, so they just have to keep on doing it. Shout out to Craig Counsell. He's got his team still going. Nobody's lost the spirit yet, and we'll see what happens. They got to win this game tonight, and then, we'll see what happens. What do you think's going to happen with the Braves and the Cardinals?
The Braves swept them in our version of the playoffs. I don't think it's gonna be a sweep, but I do think the Braves got a pretty good team. I mean, Freeman's awesome. They got. I think I would go with the Braves.
All right, it's what it is. So we're gonna be talking down the line. I got the Cardinals.
You don't agree, obviously.
I got the Cardinals going to the World Series.
Huh? I'm sorry. What?
You said, huh? I got the Cardinals going to the World Series.
Uh-oh. I hope you didn't put too much money on that.
I got the Cardinals going to the World Series. And you know what? Though? Hold up. Wait a minute. Hold up. Let me break it down for you. I got 5 of my 6 division winners right. So I feel good. I think that people are sleeping on the Cardinals. If they can get hot at the right time, I like the Cardinals. I really don't trust the Dodgers. Dodgers been there the last 2 years in a row. They really don't deserve to go back. If they could be beat, somebody beat them. I don't really care about the Dodgers, whether they go or not. They had the last 2 go-rounds, and they didn't show up. So it's time for somebody else to step up in the National League. And I got the Cardinals, man. I just think Yadi Molina. I think, the kid Flaherty doing this thing. Goldschmidt. I think the Cardinals, man. I just like them as a sleeper pick. I got the Cardinals and the Yankees in the World Series.
I'm not feeling the Cardinals, sorry.
Feeling the Cardinals?
No, not feeling it for the Cardinals. No.
Sorry, you on the Cardinals? Sorry, yo. My bad. I'm not rocking with them. Yeah, man.
I'm going to say Dodgers Astros again.
And the Astros are going to win.
I don't know who's going to win it, but I think it'll be Dodgers Astros.
I just don't. I can't take the Dodgers again not showing up after they hit home runs and Ryu was having a great season and but you know what, I'd like to see what's my man, the reliever for the Dodgers, Henley. I forgot his names. I forgot the reliever for the Dodgers, the closer for the Dodgers. He walks the plank every night. He walks
Henley,
the plank. We'll see what it is. Talk a little bit about what's coming up. The newsletter came out recently. Talk about that a little bit, man. I know you hung out with me for a while. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no worries. It's been fun talking with you. Always is fun talking with you. I got dinner on the table here, but I will talk briefly about what's going on. We got the trip to Boston for hockey that I was talking about earlier. Should be a fun time. Got some great early first round matchups. And then there's another hockey event that's going on in Toronto. That was actually grassroots type thing. Mike Bacco is a Toronto resident, and he's got a bunch of guys that have a hockey blast league. So they're setting up a tournament also. Thinking about going to that, but I'm not sure I'll be able to swing that trip because I've got there's like 2 weeks after Boston. And then, it's the holidays again. So we got, Christmas coming up, and we're making our plans for 2020, thinking about where we want to go and what we want to do. We have our new line of non-sports games, Play Now, that's, taking some of our time up. We've got, we're going to decide whether we're going to do another convention. You got to get to one of our conventions. We need to have you there because you are the man.
I appreciate you. Yeah, we need to try to make that happen.
We're talking about that for next summer. So yeah, we're going to sit down here in the next couple of weeks and just kind of map it all out. We got we're talking about new games, talking about tennis, talking about basketball, like we talked about earlier. Haven't made a lot of movement on that. Some though. We did play some basketball in St. Louis on the night before and afterwards. I think moving in the right direction. It's just slow. Game development is just really slow, and so don't have a timetable for that. But we are talking about that possibly for 2020 or 2021. And we're gonna sit down and map stuff out here in the next couple of weeks. And hard to believe that the year is starting to wind down.
Right. Yeah, man. October already, man. October already. Real quick before we let you go, man, what's your thoughts on what happened in college football this week? Are we knocking Clemson down now? Are we losing respect for Clemson after they had that close call against North Carolina?
I've watched the end of that. Yeah. Yes, we are.
Pretty much, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I try to stick with what I see. And it was hard for me to put, Clemson on top of Alabama. It was hard for me to do that. And so I put Alabama number one. I had to drop Clemson down a couple of spots, man, because I like Ohio State. Ohio State is looking really good.
Yep.
I just can't. I can't really get into LSU yet, Keith. I can't get into LSU yet. No disrespect to them. I can't get into them. Let me, see them beat Alabama, and then we could talk.
Right. Well, they usually bring it right around bowl time. So
I still want to see Jalen Hurts and Tua Tagovailoa either in the semifinals or the national championship.
Oh, that'd be great.
Think that would be, what could you say to that? And I think that,
must see TV. What can you say about that? Must see TV.
Definitely, man. Talking about that, and I think that how Jalen Hurts left and went to Oklahoma from Alabama, I think is a tribute to him because he didn't take the usual route and badmouth him. He was like, decision was made, and I'm going to move on, and I appreciate that, and it's proven that he went to Oklahoma and he's doing his thing. and that he could be that quarterback and be that guy. But, I mean, as far as Oklahoma is concerned, to me, you know, Jalen Hurts got to get you 45 because you're going to give up 40. That's another one of them stories. You know what I mean? So, again, you know, and that Big 12 is no joke, and they still got to see Texas. So we'll see what happens. You know? But it's getting ready to get good now. It's getting ready to get really, really good. Keith, man, I appreciate you racking out with me. You stretched it out. I appreciate you, man. Everything is everything. I'm getting ready to this is what I wanted to talk to you about. Before I let you go, I'm sorry, man. I got to hold you for another couple of minutes. Second Season Express. I love it. I love
awesome.
it. I love it. I watched the video. I watched your video. I watched Al's video. And Steve's video. Steve's video. And it seemed like they played the game different. First of all, you used a different score sheet, used different score sheets. Then it was like, okay, when, for example, you do a run sequence against a pass and no symbol comes up, it says no gain, and there's no symbol. So does that automatically fourth down, or do you get another down? That's what I'm trying to. Down. That's fourth down. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like clusters of plays. It's like
right.
You gotta think of it like you're not calling one play, you're calling a sequence of plays.
Right.
And the result that you get is the result of either one or more of those plays. So, like if you get like a 3-zone game, for example,
right?
That maybe didn't happen on one play. It might have been, you know, two, like 3 1-zone games back to back to back. You know, so you have to kind of think of it in those terms. So yeah, if it says if you get a result with no symbol and it just says, you know, stuffed, then yeah, that means it wasn't your play was stuffed. That means your series was stuffed.
Okay. So that's fourth down, or is that fourth down, or do I allow to, you know, if I'm in field goal range, I get field goal, or is that fourth down?
It's fourth down. So you can try
cool.
field goal, you can punt, or you can go for it.
I got you now. I got you. So it's fourth down. You could put on. Now I got it now. So no symbol. That's fourth down. That's it. Okay, the triangle is either first or second down, right? So I really have to decide it first or second. And then the circle, I wrote decided die, and that tells me whether it was second or third down.
Right. See how easy it was?
Got it. I got it. Okay. I got it. It's all good. I got it. I like it. Now that I really, really got it, okay. I'm gonna see what it is.
Now, if you'll notice that on the blitz charts there are no symbols.
Right.
So that means you know, it gives you sort of a strategic option to try to, you know, amp it up and, you know, stuff the series right there.
Right.
Yeah, of course, there's risk. There's risk involved, but you might give up the big play. It does give you an option to try to dial it up and, you know, stamp it out. So
yeah, I see it now. I got it. Everything is everything. I'm gonna what I'm also gonna do is I'm gonna try to play like the last 2 weeks of the baseball season. I like this out of town scoreboard.
Yeah,
this is
cool.
Crazy. Shout out to Jewel Cigar, man. Shout out to Jewel, man. I appreciate you. This made life a lot easier.
Yeah.
I like this. It's really, really nice. It kind of like now you could really get involved in it. You know what I mean? And, I'm gonna make it do what it do. That's really, really dope. And then you give a reference. He says you can find some of the stats or whatever. You go like the baseball reference. You know what I mean? If you want to do different seasons or whatever. So I really appreciate it. Shout out to Jules again, man. Appreciate you. All right. But man. Right. So I for rocking out with me. I thank you. Tell Sam I said what up. I appreciate him. And let's get it, man. I'll talk to you next time, man. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Always fun. Always a good time. And I appreciate you and all you bring to the party too.
Thank you, man. All right, we're about to take a pause for the cause. This is After Further Review 2.0, a.k.a. the Sideline Pass. Rocco Bob, Hold Me Down. That was KeithAvalonPlay.com in the house. You already know what it is. Let's take a pause for the cause. When we come back, we're going to get into some things, man. Non-stop. After Further Review 2.0, a.k.a. the Sideline Pass. Let's go.
Thanks, man. It was fun.
I appreciate you.
Talk to you later.
All right.
Canadian Aquatic Auctions, the place to be if you are into anything aquatic. Nelson Fletcher, owner and operator, has years of experience and wants to help you better achieve your aquatic needs and goals. So if you're an aquatic hobbyist and enthusiast, please visit Canadian Aquatic Auctions today. Their public auctions provide a venue to remarket all aquatic-related products, services, and equipment. If you are just starting out in the hobby, the site has a tack room where you can converse with other aquatic hobbyists like yourself. Canadian Aquatic Auctions is the eBay of everything aquatic. So visit Nelson at his site at www.aquariumauctions.ca or go check out his Facebook page as well at www.facebook.com/Canadian Aquatic Sales. Together, we can build lasting relationships that are based on listening and servicing your needs in a professional environment. Canadian Aquatic Auctions.
My name's James. For 6 years, I was a garbage can druggie. I would do any kind of drug I would get my hands on. But here at Teen Challenge, I've walked away from that drug lifestyle for good.
If you know an adult or teenager who is struggling with a chemical addiction, Teen Challenge is there to help. Please, don't wait. Call us today at 417-862-6969 or reach us on the web at teenchallengeusa.com.
Skis Watch and Clock, 106 West Central Avenue, Winter Haven, Florida, 33880. Located downtown across from the main post office. When you're short on time, he's right on time. For all of your watch, clock, sales, and service needs, call Skis, 863-294-5630. Sales, service, free estimates, and reasonable rates. That's 863-294-5630 for Skis Watch and Clock.
This is our time. We play without limits. We create without rules. We are not for sale. We connect with the whole world. Every idea we've shaped, every relationship we've cultivated belongs to us. We demand the freedom to be our uncensored selves. And when something challenges that, we change it. Together. This is our time.
One, two, three.
Let's start a revolution. Let's MeWe. Join the revolution at MeWe.com.
Do you want to capture the best memories you can? Is wanting to preserve those memories your goal? Do you want your memories to last a lifetime? Do you want your memories to look beautiful in pictures? Well, if you live in Southern Oregon or Northern California, there's one place that you can save those treasures for a lifetime. Grateful Heart Photography. Abigail Summers is your solution for capturing your favorite moments and memories like birthdays, graduations, weddings, family portraits, single shots, and more. She can also capture the finest scenery shots around and make them available all across the country and around the world at a price that can suit your budget. So if you're looking for the right photographer that can preserve your legacy, look no further than Abigail Summers at Grateful Heart Photography. Call Abby at 541-890-4657 or message her at her Facebook page by searching Grateful Heart Photography. Much of her work is displayed there. Feel grateful for the memories captured by Grateful Heart Photography.
If you're looking for action-packed classic fun, look no further.
Howdy, it's a machine gun. Look out, Danny! Up in the sky, look! It's a bird! It's a plane! It's Superman!
For the best in old-time radio adventures, you've come to the right place. This is one nostalgic weekend.
Saturdays and Sundays, midnight Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific on Action VR Network.
Yo, what's good? We back in the building. After Further Review 2.0, a.k.a. the Sideline Pass. We in the house. Shout out to my man, Keith Avalon, man. He ride out with me, man. That was good. I appreciate that, you know. We were supposed to have Coach Stan Waterman call in. I don't know if he got or if he was busy or whatever. So he always has the number to get in, and we got it popping. So you know what we do, man. All right. Real quick, man. Watching the National League wild card game between the Washington Nationals and the Milwaukee Brewers. Brewers got off to a good start. Home runs off of Max Scherzer. It's 3-1. All right, the Brewers lead. The winner of that series goes on to play the Los Angeles Dodgers in the National League Division Series. Tomorrow night, you got the Oakland A's hosting the Tampa Bay Rays in the American League wild card game. The winner of that series. But the Houston Astros. All right, so that's what it is, man. We're going to get up out of here about 10 o'clock, whatever, and do what we do. This past week, my Tampa Bay Buccaneers, of course, once again, it's on. We're back in the building. 55-40 win over the Los Angeles Rams. I think that, we finally had a game where we can, show what we can do. But you know me, I'm going to nitpick. I think that, it would have meant more if we would have, had, 55-27 or something like that. I think it would have meant more. We gave up a 40 burger, so I think we can't rest on our laurels. Shout out to Jameis Winston. He did what he had to do. Be consistent, man. We have a running game now. Ronald Jones. Remember, I was big on him last year. I was big on Ronald Jones coming out of USC. And he didn't do what he needed to do, but it's okay. A year later, he's a year wiser, a year more mature. And he's providing that running game along with Peyton Barber. You know what I mean? And making Tampa Bay a threat. So if you have semblance of a running game, you can, do what you need to do and play action and all that. So that opens up, a wide array of situations for Jameis Winston to do his thing. So I'm appreciating where we're at right now. We're not there yet by no stretch of the imagination, but I just want my Tampa Bay Buccaneers to be respected, and let people know that we are in the building. And again, like I said, off the air, I feel like, I'm not scared or worried about Atlanta. I think Atlanta sucks. The Atlanta Falcons, I think they're garbage. Carolina, they got to figure it out. Kyle Allen, 2-0 in his starts, replacing Cam Newton. But I still think they got some things that they got to figure out in Carolina. New Orleans is our only thing that really stands in our way. So I'm feeling like, we can, do some things now, take advantage of the situation with Drew Brees being out. But again, it's going to be a tough go with Teddy Bridgewater, in New Orleans now, quarterback. And you know what the Saints bring to the table. So I think, I'm not really, jumping out the window about, Tampa Bay putting 55 points on the Rams. It's nice, but now we got to keep that momentum going now. We got to have that same energy playing New Orleans. It's a division game. So, first of all, it's a division game, so we have to really be on our P's and Q's for that. And then, winning that game against New Orleans, I think will give us a little bit more respect. People will talk about it. We'll be back to talking about the Buccaneers, and that's always a great thing. I think the last time people were talking about us was a couple of years ago. We felt ourselves, you know what I mean, and kind of got out of pocket, and a couple of coaches had to go, which really didn't make no sense. But here we are, with another new coach, Bruce Arians. And so far, I can't complain. I'm not going to complain. But I don't want to talk about at the end of the season our best game of the year being against the Los Angeles Rams in Week 4. You know what I mean? So let's improve on that. And let's make it do what it do, man. WNBA Finals Game 2. Washington Mystics against the Connecticut Sun. I think that Washington, Elena Deladon, if you rock with me, I'm a big Elena Deladon fan, Even when she was at Delaware, she was at the Chicago, she played for Chicago. Now she's on the Washington Mystics doing her thing. 5 minutes left to go in the fourth. Connecticut leads Washington 84-80. Washington leads the series 1-0. So check that out. It's definitely, I like the WNBA. You already know what it is. WNBA, I like it. And, check that out, man. Give them ladies some respect and for what they do. The NBA season about to pop off in a couple of weeks. Training camps getting underway. Everything's everything. I'm kind of like leery about this particular basketball season, because people are going to really be jumping out the window. It's starting to bubble up now. It's starting to bubble because the season is getting closer, you know what I mean, with training camp. So people start to, puff their chests out a little bit. There's a lot of contenders. I heard, Shaquille O'Neal, he made a diss record against Damian Lillard and the Portland Trailblazers. Damian Lillard came back with a diss record against Shaq. So Shaq and Damian Lillard going at it. And both of them joints is kind of fire, you ask me. You know what I mean? Shaq could always rhyme, He's from Brick City. Shout out to Newark, New Jersey. You know what I mean? And Dame Lillard, he does his thing. He got a couple of albums out, so he does his thing on the rhyme tip too, but it was getting kind of deep. You know what I mean? So, Dame Lillard fired back at him. So I think that's what we're getting in this generation, man. You got these new cats that's not going to have any disrespect. And what they perceive as disrespect is anything that doesn't sound positive. It sounds like, they're doing superhuman, abnormal stuff, which is not like that. You know what I mean? So they're going to come at you. And Dame Lillard came at Shaq, but it is what it is. I think that adds a little flavor to the upcoming season. I'm looking forward to my New York Knicks, seeing that, we're going to be better. I like Julius Randle. I like the Taj Gibsons of the world, those guys that we acquired. You know what I mean? I think that we're going to be all right, and contrary to what my man Stephen A. Smith believes, he told me that he feels like the Brooklyn Nets stole New York. I don't feel like that at all. Brooklyn Nets could never steal New York. You know what I mean? And we're not going to get into the specifics of the situation, but we will as the season gets closer. You know how I feel about what's going on in Brooklyn, man. They got Kyrie Irving in a lawn chair. That's it. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man, right now. So I'm not really concerned about the Brooklyn Nets. I'm concerned about what the Knicks are going to do. I'm looking forward to the season. It's going to be bananas. I can't wait to see some of these people's NBA final predictions. I know a lot of them are going to have the Lakers on GP. I get it. They're going to have the Lakers on GP. I understand. But you got another team, the Los Angeles Clippers, that's better than the Lakers. And again, the Western Conference is not anything to sneeze at. That's why I keep telling these people, they think that the Lakers just going to come in and just wipe the floor with everybody. No. Look at the Denver Nuggets. They're going to be better. Utah Jazz. You killing me right now? So the West is going to be loaded. And nobody's talking about the Golden State Warriors. So, again, man, at the end of the day, man, the West is going to be loaded. We're going to see what the Lakers are going to do, and we'll see what happens. But as far as the Eastern Conference, that's up for grabs as well. What's Philly going to do? Everybody's riding Philadelphia. Everybody's riding the Sixers. They got to finish the job. Even though they was in Game 7 last year, Kyrie got them out of here. I feel like, this is a big year for the Sixers. They have to prove that last year wasn't a fluke. You know what I mean? That Jimmy Butler didn't just come in and rescue them. Joel Embiid is the man. Jimmy Butler's not there anymore. So, I mean, Al Horford makes a difference. He's going to be playing with Embiid instead of playing against him. I think that, that works well for both of those guys. A lot depends on what Ben Simmons is doing. If Ben Simmons can make a jump shot to save his life, they'll be okay. Jason Richardson is going to help. And we'll see. We'll see what it is, man. But I think Milwaukee, they're seeing what's going on in Philadelphia. They're seeing that. And I think Giannis wants to prove that, they're better than what they did last year. And I think that they're going to have to be. They're gonna have to be better, man. I think that the East, is kind of up for grabs. Don't sleep on the Indiana Pacers. Don't sleep on them. Victor Oladipo. When he comes back, they're gonna be that much stronger. So don't sleep on what the Indiana Pacers are doing in the East. again, we'll see what happens, man. It's going to be really crazy. People are going to, jumping out the window. Zion Williamson, what are we doing with Zion? What are we doing with Zion? You know what I mean? And Lonzo Ball, what are we doing with him and Zion in New Orleans? So it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot of stuff to talk about, man. As far as this basketball season, I'm really looking forward to it. I want to see him and Donovan Mitchell. I want to see what they're gonna look like in the backcourt. Gobert in the middle, holding it down. I want to see what the Jazz are going to look like. Nuggets are going to be good. Jokic back for another year. Jamal Murray. They got Jeremy Grant. I think he's one of the best sneaky pickups of the summer. So again, man, West is going to be crazy. Dallas. We're going to see now Luka Doncic and that dude Kristaps Porzingis. We're going to see what they do. In the West. Porzingis back off a torn ACL. Doncic is going to be having his second year. We'll see what happens. So again, man, and the Clippers, the Clippers are going to make some noise. Is Atlanta going to make some noise? Trae Young, doing what he does. Cam Reddish, they got a young team. We'll see. So again, the East is going to be up for grabs, and whoever really wants it can snatch that. And that's what that is. All right, this is After Further Review, man, 2.0, a.k.a. the Sideline Pass. We are in the building live and direct, making it do what it do. On a Tuesday night, man, it's 3-1, bottom of the fifth, National League wildcard game. The Milwaukee Brewers lead the Washington Nationals. All right, so that's what it is. You caught up. You up to speed right now. Sean Porter and Errol Spence Jr. had a fight Saturday night, unified the welterweight titles. A lot of people calling it a great fight, a classic fight. It was a good fight. It was a very good fight. Both of those guys, gave it their all. Errol Spence, I think, went in as a prohibitive favorite. A lot of people liked him. And Sean Porter gave, one of the best performances, I think, of this year. He fought Sean Porter. He fought Errol Spence Jr. and he gave Errol Spence Jr. what he was looking for. But the 11th round, Errol Spence caught him with a left hook, short left, bang. And that kind of like changed the momentum of the fight. And Sean Porter, his glove touched the canvas, so they consider that a knockdown. And again, I think with Sean Porter, that's a little bit of a pattern. If you notice, when he fought Adrian Broner, he had that fight. He was in control of that fight. The 12th round came. Adrian Broner dropped him. So again, I think that Sean Porter is. I give him his credit. I give him all credit due. You know what I mean? But I just think that, even after this fight with Spence in the 7th round, he kind of looked like he was losing a little bit of steam. So, I watched that fight, and I just thought that it was a great fight. Would I want to see it again? I definitely would rather see that than Errol Spence and Danny Garcia. What was Danny Garcia doing in the ring? Knock it off, man. Nobody wants to see that. And like I said Saturday night, I don't think Terrence Crawford is losing any sleep after what he saw on Saturday night with Errol Spence and Sean Porter. I don't think Terrence Crawford is losing any sleep at all. So again, no disrespect. They can take it how they want to take it, but that's just what that is, man. It was a great fight. And it was announced that Deontay Wilder and Luis Ortiz fighting November 23rd. That should be, a nice fight as far as the heavyweight division is concerned. And pretty much that's that, man. We're going to do the 3-minute rant, and then we're going to get up out of here. You know what I mean? And that's that. I want to shout out Keith Avalon once again coming through. Playgames.com. You already know what it is. Go to the site, playgames.com, and check it out. If you're a sports fan and you always wanted to kind of like coach and manage your own situation, the opportunity is right there, man. So it's right there. They gave, and trust me, I wouldn't steer you wrong. Some scores for week 4. Last night, the Steelers over the Bengals 27-3. I'm not really concerned about that. The Bengals are garbage. Raiders over the Colts 31-24. Vontae Burfict suspended for the season. He's appealing it. I think that his reputation precedes him. The stuff that he does is blatant, so I wouldn't be surprised if they uphold his suspension. Titans over the Falcons 24-10. You know what I feel about the Falcons and Matt Ryan? I think they stink. Daniel Jones and the Giants over the Redskins 24-3. We saw Dwayne Haskins in that game. I think that the Giants fans now are kind of glad what they got. I said that on Twitter. I said, who's mad now at the Giants, taking Saquon Barkley? You know what I mean? I don't think that the Giants, I said that. I don't think that the Giants should have touched Sam Darnold when they didn't. And now, who's in a better position? So look at it like that. Panthers lost to the Texans 16. Panthers beat the Texans, 16-10. Again, Kyle Allen, 232 yards. Christian McCaffrey, 27 for 93. You know what I mean? And 10 receptions for 86 yards. So he did what he did. Chargers over the Dolphins, 30-10. Shout out to Wacko Bob. Josh Rosen, 189 in the touchdown and the interception. Chiefs over the Lions, 34-30. Browns gave it to the Ravens, 40-25. Patriots over the Bills, 16-10. The Bills definitely had a chance to win that game. Tampa Bay Buccaneers over the Rams, 55-40. Let's go. Jameis Winston, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. I'll take that. You know what I mean? And Godwin, 12 for 172. I'll take that all day. Seahawks over the Cardinals, 27-10. Vikings and the Bears. Bears beat the Vikings 16-6. Jaguars over the Broncos in the crazy game, 26-24. Gardner Minshew, 213, 2 touchdowns. Leonard Fournette back in the building, 225, doing his numbers. Cowboys and the Saints, they played down in New Orleans on Sunday night. Saints beat the Cowboys 12-10. Dak Prescott, 223 in an interception. Ezekiel Elliott was held in check, 35 yards, 18 touches. Alvin Kamara, 17 for 69. Teddy Bridgewater, 193 with 69. And Sunday night, the Eagles beat the Packers. Thursday night, the Eagles beat the Packers 34-27. All right, that's what that is. After further review 2.0, a.k.a. the Sideline Pass, we get ready to get into the 3-minute rant, and then we're going to get up out of here. All right, the 3-minute rant tonight is going to be on the 2019-2020 NHL season, which pops off sooner than you think, tomorrow. If you go to After Further Review on the page, we got the preview right there. I'm just going to say it like this. I think that Las Vegas is going to do what they do. I think that team is charmed. First season notwithstanding, when they went to the finals last year, they kind of took a little downturn. But I think that the Pacific is, Vegas is to lose. If you remember, they got robbed in the playoffs by a bad call. You know what I mean? So, again, I think that they're stacked up front. They should have one of the top, sixes in all the NHL. Carlson, Mark Stone, Marshall, Pacioretty, Paul Stastny, you know what I mean? And, Rodney Smith for the other kid, Alex Tuck. So I think that, they got the short end of the stick, Game 7 against San Jose. They fell apart. Then they, got eliminated. But I think that they're a prideful team. I like what's going on in Las Vegas, man. I like what they're doing. But Marc-Andre Fleury, he's going to be, 35 real soon. And, he came back down to earth. I think that they got to improve on the power play, which was 25th in the league last year. So I think that they have a chance to make some noise, man. I like the Las Vegas Golden Knights. And I feel like, what they're doing is just, gaining momentum. Again, like I said, and I'm going to say it again, they didn't come into the league being a slouch. They came in the league being good already. So, you know what I mean? I'm not mad at them. You know what I mean? They're just keeping the momentum going up. They just got jerked last year in the playoffs. Yep, they got jerked. They got jerked last year. So, but it's okay. It's all right. I think that, Tampa Bay, Lightning, they have to really, get last year out of their mind. You know, because it was funny. It was actually funny. President's Trophy and didn't show up in the playoffs at all. So I think a lot of heat is going to be on Tampa Bay. You know what I mean? Shout out to Miss Cat. You know what I mean? But it just is what it is. I think the Tampa Bay Lightning have a lot to prove. And they're still the best team in hockey. But can they get the job done? You know? And I think that, you know, the President's Trophy, having the most points in the regular season, is a blessing and a curse. You know? And, I mean, you know, that's cool. You dominate everybody. You won 62 games. Like, what? Anyway, man, that's the 3-minute rant. I'm about to get up out of here. After Further Review 2.0, a.k.a. the Sideline Pass, in the building every Tuesday night, live and direct, Spreaker.com, holding us down. Shout out to my crew over there at No Knockoffs Radio, Harlem Fresh 125, Rocker Bash, Robbie Dank, Shauna Price, Lady Royal, D. Marie, and my man, Lord Triple A. He gets it in every week, man, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night, 9 o'clock to 11. All right? Check me out on Twitter at RMDesk. You know what it is. Check me out on Facebook after Further Review. Shout out to Keith Avalon, Coach Stan Waterman. We ran out of time. We'll get you next time. Shout out to my man Kevin. Shout out to my man OG Wood. Shout out to you, man. All right? I'll catch up to y'all next week, man. After Further Review 2.0, a.k.a. the Sideline Pass, and we are out of here. Peace. Ugh.